Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Xuan Kai and I'm a day trader from Singapore. So in this video, I'm going to talk about one of my trades that I took on Amazon. It was an options trade and it was my biggest loss ever. I'm going to show you step by step what happened, what I thought before the trade, what happened during the trade, and my feelings after the trade. So if you want to learn more about day trading or investing, or maybe just watch some day trading live videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below. Let's start the video. So welcome to the live trade. So I like to trade Amazon because Amazon usually moves quite a bit. You can really earn quite a big amount on Amazon if you get the direction correct. So we'll go through why I actually took this trade on Amazon. So actually to orientate you guys first, the screen on the left side is the 1 minute time frame of Amazon. The screen on the right side is the 5 minute time frame of Amazon, and the bottom is NQ, which is the NASDAQ market. So what I like about this trade is that, as you can see from Amazon, it's moving up. It had a small pullback. It hit the highs again, got rejected, pulled back again, and then now it's approaching the highs one more time. So it looks like it's priming itself to break the highs for the 1 minute time frame. If you look at the 5 minute time frame, you can see that actually from the market open, it actually pulled back a little bit and pumped straight up all the way, and then there's a pullback, and then now it's attempting to break the high again. So from the 1 minute and 5 minute chart, it really makes quite a lot of sense for it to continue moving. If you take a look at the NQ, since market open, it dumped all the way. It hit the pre-market lows, sort of consolidated a little bit, and then it started to move higher, and now you can see it's making higher highs and higher lows. So let's go into the live trade for Amazon now. So as you can see from here, on the bottom right is my options screen. I use IB to execute it, and then once it crosses this resistance level, I actually trigger into the trade. So you can see this blue arrow is actually me being entered into the trade. So as you can see, what I'm doing now is I'm actually putting the stop loss, right? Definitely have to know where your stop loss is after you enter the trade. Usually you know before you enter the trade, but since I'm a day trader, I have a bit more time. I can still take my time to really put the stop loss in. So my trading plan for this trade is that the entry is the 3,205, the stop loss is 3,197.1, and the take profit is around 3,218.62. So then these are the feelings when you have during the trade. So once I entered the trade, you can see that it pushed up nicely after I entered, and then now there's a red candle forming and it's actually pushing down. So you can see from my options, where I entered is actually 8.15. So 8.15 means 815 USD is the cost of the option premiums that I'm paying. So every time it pulls back, the options actually get crushed by quite a bit, and the options get reduced by quite a lot. So now you get that feeling, you know, as it's moving along, you can tell that as it's approaching towards your stop loss, you don't actually feel that great, right? So you can see it's slowly moving down. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Right, you can see it's slowly coming down. So these are the times where you have to really regulate your own emotions to think about how you're going to deal with this loss. And you see where the stop loss line is. That line is to protect you, and as it gets closer and closer to that line, you feel that you start to get palpitations, you know, you start to get a bit scared. So every time it moves up a little bit, like you can see now, you see the wick there, you actually feel a little bit better. Yeah, every time it moves away from your stop loss, you start to feel a bit better, you start to rationalize yourself, and you want to stay in the trade, you know. But for me, at least, if it's above my stop loss, I try to not jump the gun and release myself from the trade or exit the trade prematurely. So at least now you can see that right after I entered, it quickly pushed down by so much. And you can see from the options area, now it's at 5.3, 5.5 like that, which means that I entered at 8.15 and now it's at 500 plus. So that means about a $200+ unrealized loss as for now. And you're gonna see, so you see very nicely that Amazon bounced up from the area. That makes me feel good, right? Yeah, it makes me feel like, oh, the trade is finally gonna go my way. If it goes my way, then I'll start to add to the trade. But then is this green candle a fake candle then? And slowly wait for it. Yep, it seems to have bounced off from that area, and then now it's getting rejected again. And I'm like, oh no, what? Finally it pushed up and then now it suddenly go down again. Is it gonna hit my stop loss? I hope not. Please don't hit my stop loss. And it hit my stop loss. Boom. Look at how big that candle is. It hit my stop loss and I got stopped out. And I exited, as you can see from here, I exited for at $485 and I bought for $815. So if you math that, how much is that? It's about a $330 loss. Yeah, which is my biggest loss ever on Amazon. So for all my trades, I usually give I'll have a journaling process and I'll review. So now we'll go through my journaling process. So this was the 16th of December. You can see 16th of December 2020. And I'll go through the trade on Amazon. So I usually screenshot the whole trade that happened. So I entered here, I exited here. Yeah. So this is the whole game plan, right? Yeah. So then what I think about is my execution for my entries and my exits, and also how I manage the trade. So this, usually I manage the trade is if it goes in my direction, but then it didn't even go in my direction today. So there's not much management. It's either you stop out or you hold until it doesn't work out for you. Yeah, so I think the entry for this trade was alright. Yeah, the stop loss was okay as well, but then the exit was a little bit slow. Like I hesitated, even though the candle hit my stop loss, I didn't really want to take the loss, so I waited for quite a while before I took the loss, which is why it was around 400 plus. If I was a bit faster, I could maybe exit for 500 plus, maybe save myself $20-30 of the loss. Some things that didn't really go well was that the market internals wasn't really working out. ADD was decreasing, VIX was decreasing as well. So there was like mixed signals for the market lah. And also one important thing is that there was a FOMC meeting today. So usually when the FOMC meeting, like a big economic event happening, then the markets will be a bit choppy because the big players, the big money, they are not like participating in the market or what. They usually sit on the sidelines, wait for the big decisions to be made or the market to show more direction before they enter the trade. Because anything that they say during the FOMC meeting or anything big that happens in the economic events could very likely shift the markets, and the markets could go either direction. So you don't want to be stuck in a trade or a swing trade or day trade during that time. So they will usually sit on the sidelines before that happens lah. Yeah. So then I also give myself like an emotional rating, which is 7 out of 10. So one of the good things is that I focus on the trade instead of the P&L. Focusing on the process really makes a lot of difference. If I was focused on my P&L, I entered at 800 plus, 815, right? Yeah, 815, and then it slowly went down and down and down. And then if you see from 800, it goes to 700 to 600. If I focus on the P&L, I would have exited the trade long ago. Definitely not have stayed in the trade. So I was actually quite happy I stuck to my plan. That was what really matters. Of course, it didn't feel good that when my position was down, I definitely didn't feel good about taking the loss. It's quite a big loss. It's my biggest loss yet, $330. That is no joke, you know. You can, it takes so much or takes so long to earn $330, and then you lose them all so quickly like that. Yeah, and I guess I felt slightly emotionally charged during the trade because of how it was moving against me so suddenly. Yeah, but the technical trade wise, I focused on the trend. Both was uptrending, the markets and Amazon, so that was good. I was able to cut my losses properly and able to put my stop loss and my take profit rather quickly and alright lah. Yeah, so I think some things that I could do better is that my execution for the exits should be faster. So I should definitely exit whenever my stop loss is hit. And the second thing is I definitely have to trade a more reasonable contract premium for Amazon. Amazon usually the contract premiums are quite expensive. So when the premiums are quite expensive, when they move against you, you usually lose quite a lot as well. So I have to be a bit more selective of the option premiums that I choose. So some of the improvements to be made would be to improve on the entries and the exits. Yeah, to enter and exit more promptly on full confirmation, and to stick to a cheaper contract on Amazon so that I can trade the premium that I'm more comfortable with, like losing. So let's say if I traded an option premium that's like $5 or $6, then when it moves back against me, maybe I'll lose $100 to $200. So it's actually not that bad compared to what I'm losing right now lah. Yeah, so before this day came, I actually had that big week that you all saw, the 500 USD in 3 days, and then now I lost $330 in a couple of minutes in just one trade. So it's actually, it feels like I spend so much effort to earn that money and then everything can be lost so quickly. It also shows that the profits are not permanent in this industry lah. Yeah, and these are the times where you really feel like you want to quit or rage quit for the moment, flip table, you know, like you don't really know what you're supposed to do, and you trade at night, and then once this trade concludes, then you're like, I need to sleep today, then tomorrow is another new day and you can wake up again to do your stuff, to journal this trade, and then try to earn some money again on the next day night. Yeah, so it's quite difficult in that sense. Yeah, and these are just being transparent here. These are some of the things that you deal with as a day trader, or maybe should I say I'm a night trader. I'm the Batman of the stock market who lost today. Yeah. So that kind of concludes my recap for this whole trade. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I have more videos coming up, and as well as live streams coming up. You can also add me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!